Hey guys, this is Robert at the Amateur Trader. It's Saturday, June 1st, 2019. Hope everyone is enjoying their weekend. Hope the weather's good for you and everyone's having fun. Maybe you're doing a little bit of stock market research for the upcoming week. Maybe you're doing a little study, trying to learn about it before you get into it. This is the first video in what will be a series of videos talking about the stock market. I still have a video that I'm going to put out about my history and the things that I did right and did wrong when I started trading 4 years ago. And I want to put all of this out there because I feel like that people shouldn't have to make the mistakes that I did. I feel like nobody told me anything about the market. In fact, I knew a guy, I worked with a guy that he would not give up any information that he had about anything, but he sure was willing to take it from you. And I don't feel like it should be that way because you're not hurting anybody by helping them. And I feel like, now that I've become, well, I don't want to say successful, but more successful than I was, and I'm chipping my way out of my hole, and I've developed a good strategy. I want to share my information all the way from the beginning because that is information that I sure wish that I would have known then. All right, so this is the first video in a series of videos, or what will be a series of videos. And this video, we're just going to kind of talk real quick about the stock market and what it is. All right, so we're going to talk about what the stock market is, who can trade in the market, what the requirements are to be in the market, and how you get started. All right, the definition, this is a definition of the stock market from Investopedia.com. Investopedia is a really good tool. It has a lot of information that you can use to learn about the stock market. In fact, I believe they have a paper trading platform. And for those of you that don't know, paper trading is basically simulated stock trading. The platform will account for everything such as commissions, fees, everything that it needs. And that's not the only paper trading platform out there. And we'll get into paper trading in a different video. This is the definition that I pulled off of Investopedia.com, or at least part of the definition. Basically, essentially, the stock market is a vehicle to transfer wealth from one person to another. I'm going to take my money and hopefully I'm going to make money off of my money. That is the whole goal, right? That's everybody's goal. But the stock market is a place where you can purchase or trade between two individuals, because the stock market is a zero-sum game. You're not buying something that's not there. You're buying something that somebody else has. So it's a place where people, individuals, can trade securities or shares of a company across the stock market. All right, so there's different exchanges that you can trade stocks on. A couple of the largest, most well-known exchanges are the New York Stock Exchange, the NYSE, and the NASDAQ Composite. Another that's common and quite popular is the OTC market, the over-the-counter market. However, that's not something that we're even going to talk about. I threw it out there because I'm sure a lot of people have heard someone talking their stock talks about OTC stocks. OTC stocks are dangerous. They're very volatile. They're not regulated. There's just a lot of things about OTC stocks that make them not lucrative to someone like me. All right. The stock market is governed or regulated by the SEC and FINRA. They're there to make sure that there's no fraud. All right. They regulate the stock market. The OTC market that we talked about is not governed by the SEC or the FINRA, so there's really basically no rules. I could go out today and start a company and start selling shares of a company that's worth nothing on the OTC market. There's nothing there to back it, so I'm going to make money on it, but there's chances that a lot of people are gonna lose a lot of money on it. And when it's all said and done, there's nothing there to penalize me for it because it's not regulated. All right. So again, the stock market is a way to trade shares of a company, trade securities of a company between two individuals or companies. You've got some major exchanges, and they're regulated. The exchanges that we're going to be dealing with are regulated. All right, who can trade in the stock market? There's this common misconception that only the wealthy can trade in the stock market, and that is not true. Is it easier to trade and make money in the stock market if you have money? Yes, it is. It is also easier to lose money the more money you have exposed to the stock market. All right, people, particularly large investors, would like the general public to believe that it's very difficult or that you need a lot of money to trade in the stock market. Well, they're right that it's difficult to trade in the stock market, but you don't need a lot of money to do it. Anybody with a bank account and, I mean, really honestly, $10 can open a brokerage account and start trading. Are they going to be successful with that $10? Maybe. You could be really successful with that $10 if you pay attention to what you're doing and pick a strategy, set a strategy, follow the strategy. You've got a set strategy, you got set rules, and you actually have spent the time paper trading to know that your strategy is going to work. All right. So the stock market historically was always for the wealthy people because you always had to have large amounts of money to go down to your bank and have a broker be in the stock market for you, to manage your money for you. They wouldn't touch it if you didn't have, $5,000 or $10,000. They'd basically laugh you right out the front door. But with the way technology is going now, and the invention of these online platforms, anybody that has a smartphone, literally anybody that has a smartphone can trade in the stock market. All right. And so it's becoming more popular for people to try and increase their wealth. The people that don't have a lot of money to increase their wealth in the stock market, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because a lot of times people will do something silly like take their rent money and put it in the stock market, but they don't know what they're doing, so they just lost their rent money, so now they've lost their house. They didn't do anything. But there are a lot of people that have started with relatively small accounts. I'm talking, 50, 100, $200, and have grown it exponentially over the course of a year. So the misconception that you have to be rich to trade in the stock market it's a misconception. That's false. Anyone can trade in the stock market. All right. What you need to do, what you need to begin trading in the stock market. The first thing, and we're going to get into this more later on, is the first thing you need is research and the desire to learn. And I probably should have put that bullet with the desire to learn at the top of the slide and made it bold and italics and fireworks around it and all kinds of stuff like that. That's really the number one thing that you need to get started trading in the stock market, because it's not just open an account, plug in a ticker, a company, and buy some shares of it and make money on it. That's just not how it works. There's a lot of learning, there's a lot of knowledge and information out there that you need to be successful in the stock market. I've been doing this for 4 years, and I've only been successful for about the last half a year of it. And it's not even because I didn't practice or learn or have the desire to learn. I spent countless hours reading and learning and watching YouTube videos and everything that I could to try and be successful. But there's other things that I did that made me not successful, like paper trade. And we will talk about paper trading more in the future. So basically, you need that desire to learn. You have to have a desire to learn. You have to have patience, because it's going to take time to learn everything that you need to be successful. You need a bank account. You need your social security number, because gains made in the stock market are capital gains and they are taxable. And you need a platform. But before we even get into talking about a platform, you need to be doing research. You need to watch videos, read books, listen to webinars or podcasts or whatever. Do anything that you can to learn about it. I'm not going to ever endorse any book or any page or group or anything, but there is one guy that I will throw out there. His name's James Mason. I'll get a link, put it down in my description of this. Make sure to tell him where you came from. But he created a YouTube channel and has an 8-hour stock trading course. It doesn't go as far back in depth as like I'm doing right now. It's kind of assuming that you already know a little bit about the stock market, but it's an 8-hour free course that will always be free on learning how to trade in the stock market, and he teaches you his strategy. I've watched it. I learned a lot. The problem is his strategy didn't work for me. I had to develop my own strategy, and that's going to be the same for everybody. His strategy might not work for you. My strategy might not work for you. It took a long time to develop my strategy. So I'm never going to endorse anybody, but that's definitely a good point at which to learn in the stock market, and keep coming back for these videos because I'm starting from the bottom here. I want to build a good foundation for you guys so that we're not building our stock trading career on a foundation of sand. We're building on a foundation of rocks, so it's going to be a solid foundation. I want to give you guys everything that you need. All right. I'm gonna wrap this one up. That's basically what I wanted to get out of this video, was kind of what the stock market was, how it works, and what you need to begin. You need the research, you need the paper trading, you need the research. I talked about that in the last slide. Research. Everything that you can learn. Ask questions. And on that note, ask questions in the comments. You got questions? Ask questions in the comments of this video. We have a Facebook group. It's a small group, so I'd like to see it grow. It's the Amateur Trader on Facebook. I have Twitter, the Amateur Trader on Twitter. Get out there, ask the questions, do the learning. I like to say that no question is a dumb question, although there are some pretty dumb questions asked by some people sometimes. No question, when you're dealing with money, if you got a question, it's not a dumb question, because if you don't ask that question, you run the potential of losing money. So ask questions, leave comments in the videos asking your questions. Do whatever you got to do to get your questions asked and answered. All right. What's going to be coming up in the future, what you guys can expect. I will post videos as often as I can, but like everybody else, I have a job, so I'll try to get 2, 3, 4 videos maybe a week out talking about this. One of the next videos I'm going to talk about how to set up a brokerage, or what kind of brokerages there are, what's going to be best for you depending on what you're wanting to do. I still am going to put out a video with my history on it too. That will be a little bit longer video. It's taken me a little bit longer to get put together, but I'm going to be putting out videos. I'm going to be very active in this channel. I'll be active with the Facebook group, so I encourage you guys to get in there and check them out. And like I said, we're going to go from where I started, from day one through the whole process in the stock market. We're going to talk about charts, indicators, and the strategy that I'm working on now. I want you guys to have all the information that you need to be successful. All right. If I've missed anything, like I said, get a hold of me, leave comments. I encourage the comments. I encourage the questions. If you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, subscribe. Make sure you don't miss out on upcoming videos. And that'll be it for this video, guys. A quick what is the stock market video. Hope you all enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. We'll see you next week, and good luck trading next week.